These are screenshots and receipts of every single course, coaching program, and mastermind that I've joined, and in total, I've spent over $156,000 in the past 3 years. Or put another way, that's double what I spent to attend Arizona State University and get a college education that I'm still paying off to this day. Or at least paying as little as possible, I should say. Here are the top 3 lessons that I've learned. Lesson number 1 is pay for speed. Now, no, I'm not talking about the drugs, speed, crack, cocaine, any of that stuff. I'm talking about paying for speed, paying for the shortcut. For example, the other month, I was in London with my team members and my wife, and we were actually exploring London one day, and we went to what's called the London Eye. I don't know if you've ever been there. If you have, let me know in the comments. Now, when you get to the London Eye, you have 2 options, okay? You can pay for the regular ticket, and the regular ticket is you waiting in the regular line, okay? The line that at that point, by the way, was about 2 hours long. There was so many people in line. Literally, it looked like it was wrapping around almost 3 blocks. To get in this line would have taken us probably 2.5, maybe 3 hours just to get to the front to be able to get on this huge Ferris wheel and see the city of London. Now, I really wasn't that, hyped up about doing it in the first place, but I was like, okay, I'm definitely not getting on that line. And so the second option was you pay about 25 bucks more, maybe 30, I can't remember, and you can skip the line with the fast pass, right? So they're basically upselling you on skipping the line for an extra 25 to 30 bucks. Now, what do you think we did? Do you think we waited in the regular line, or do you think we got the fast pass? Well, me embodying and knowing the power of paying for speed in my life, I paid for the upsell. I bought the fast pass. We all bought the fast pass, the fast track, whatever it was called. We skipped the line. It only took about 10 minutes to get on the London Eye, and we were pretty much done within 30 minutes of the whole experience. And yes, it'll cost you money, a little bit more money. In this case, it was 25, 30 bucks for us in London to experience the same thing, but go from waiting 3 hours to waiting 10 minutes. And then, having everything be done within 30 minutes and saying, wow, we're so glad we paid the extra money. Or you don't have to, right? You can just learn by trial and error, spend all that time doing it yourself and waiting in line for the same result. So the lesson here is when you have the opportunity to get ahead or take the shortcut by paying a little bit more, paying for a course to learn how to video edit. Maybe you've always wanted to be a video editor and edit videos like this, the one you're watching right now, for yourself or for other people and get paid to do it. You could either learn how to do it by trial and error, take tons and tons of time, right? Lots of time to learn it by yourself, or you could pay for a course, or you could pay for a coaching program, or you could pay for a mastermind where you can get that shortcut to learn how to do those things that you want to do. So when you have the option in life, you want to pay for speed, pay for the shortcut, learn from someone who already has what you want and get their blueprint to success. If you want to start an agency, just like the one we have at adspend.com, for example, you want to be able to learn from someone who has an agency. You want to be able to learn from someone who has the life that you want. But ultimately, this is the whole wraparound here. This brings everything together because the point of joining a mastermind, investing into a coaching program, investing into a course is so you can ultimately get to your goals faster. That's the whole point. So you don't have to do it all on your own. You don't have to learn by trial and error. You can do it in a much more fun way, in my opinion, by joining a community, paying for a course, paying for a coaching program or a coach, or paying for a mastermind to be held accountable to your goals and do it with everybody else in that same coaching program, mastermind, or course as you, and have a lot more fun in the process. Enjoy the journey and be held accountable by all your peers. So when you have the option to wait in line for 2.5 hours to get on the ride, or you can pay an extra 25 or 30 bucks, I hope that you will choose the upsell. I hope that you will invest in yourself and pay for speed. Lesson number 2, the one mentor myth. So I don't know about you guys, but I was a huge fan and still am a huge fan of Grant Cardone. Now, if you've been following Grant Cardone for as long as I have, or you have followed Grant Cardone in the past and you've watched some of his content or a lot of his content, you know that he always preaches one thing over and over again. And it's that you gotta find one mentor who has a vehicle that's going really, really fast, where he has his foot on the pedal. You gotta get in his vehicle and listen to everything he says. Basically saying that you need to find one mentor and you gotta listen to everything that he says, do everything that he tells you, and only listen to him and only do the things that he tells you, AKA the one mentor myth. And a lot of us, especially me growing up, when we're trying to build a business or we're trying to find someone who can help us along our journey to give us that guidance, that accountability, that support, right? That secret shortcut to get to success. We always think of some sort of Mr. Miyagi character like in The Karate Kid, which if you haven't seen that movie, by the way, you're missing out. It's an all-American classic, so I would really recommend to go watch that movie if you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you have seen The Karate Kid, you'll know that the main character in the movie, Daniel, he finds this, mystic sort of Asian man who saves him from getting beat up by a bunch of bullies, and he teaches him, how to fight. And so that way he can defend himself in the future. And he's got this wax on, wax off technique. And the whole point being is that a lot of us think that we're gonna find this Mr. Miyagi type mentor or some Yoda, character that's gonna be the only person we ever have to listen to solve our greatest challenges, our biggest problems. But I think that's a myth, right? Because a lot of the mentors that I've had in my life are really good at a few certain specific skills. And they've helped me at different stages of my life. When I went to go work for Dean Graziosi, he taught me direct response marketing, AKA everything that I use at our agency today, adspend.com, to help all of our clients. I also wanted to build a body that I've always dreamed of, right? And so, to build that body, I have to listen to people like Nadi Aguilar from Functional Patterns, or Paul Chek, because Paul Chek, who's 60 plus years old, he's someone who's still jacked, is still super, energetic. And I've actually met Paul Chek in person, and he has a lifestyle that I really align with when it comes to health and fitness. He preaches a lot of things I truly believe in. And then there's, someone like, for example, Cole Gordon, right? Who's in a mastermind that I'm a part of as well, right? Who has a mastermind that I'm a part of. And he is really good at sales, right? Closing over the phone. And so you can see how I have almost 3 different mentors that are good at very specific things. And had I just listened to maybe one of those, right, I wouldn't be able to, go see what other people are really good at and get good at those specific things, and then take all that information that I've learned from each of them and apply it to my life. You should be able to go and find multiple mentors. You'll need multiple mentors in your life to solve multiple different types of problems. One for business, one for sales, one for marketing, one for health and fitness, and one for dating and relationships, because not everybody has it figured out, guys. Not everybody is perfect. And so you want to take everything, right, that you're learning from one mentor, and then go find someone who has something else that you want and go learn from them. Again, this is a good thing, right? You shouldn't want to just learn from one person, in my personal opinion. Now, you will want to learn from one person at different stages of your life, but then go explore what other people have to say who have things that you want as well. And I guarantee you, you'll grow that much faster. And more importantly, you'll grow a bigger network, so that way you can have multiple mentors in your life, listen to each one of them as a board of advisors almost. So when you're struggling with something, you can ask them how they would help you solve this problem, or how they would solve this problem if they had the same problem as you. They'll give you their advice, and then you can take that information from every single one of your mentors and then come to your own conclusion on what's the next best step that you should take to ultimately solve that problem and achieve your goals. Does that make sense? So lesson number 3 starts about 2 weeks ago, when I was actually attending one of the highest level masterminds in the entire info marketing industry. Everybody in that room, by the way, paid $68,000 to be in there, to be a part of it. I was around a ton of other entrepreneurs, all doing different types of revenues for their business, but the guy I was sitting next to on the very left, he was actually doing $1 million profit every single month. Think about that. What if you had $1 million in profit coming into your business every single month? How would your life change? Surprisingly, this guy, if you saw him on the street, just to be honest, you wouldn't really know that he was making $1 million a month in profit. Like, that goes to show you that some of the people that you'll meet on the street, you have no clue exactly how much money they're making. So you never want to judge a book by its cover, but ultimately he was one of the nicest guys I've ever met in my entire life, and was always open to sharing. He actually shared how he paid one of the most recognized, kind of celebrities in our space right now, the biggest influencers, and I'm curious to know who you think it is. You probably know who I'm talking about here. Leave a comment down below if you do think you know who I'm talking about. He paid this guy for one-on-one coaching, all right? And he paid him about, I think it was 6 figures to get one-on-one coaching from him. After paying this big name celebrity, this influencer in our space right now who's absolutely crushing it, he thought he was gonna tell him some secret shortcut, some tactic, or some strategy that was gonna help him scale his business even further and faster and sort of magically solve all of his business's problems, so to speak. So what he actually did was they hopped on that first one-on-one coaching call, and this coach, this big name celebrity, basically said, okay, what are your goals? Here's my goals, right? What's keeping you stuck right now from achieving those goals? Well, this thing, and this thing. Okay, so those 4 things are keeping you stuck, right? They're bottlenecking you in your growth for your business. Yeah, okay. And next week when you show up, tell me what you did to go solve those 4 things. Okay. And then he left the call basically telling us that he felt like, oh wow, yeah, there is no secret. There is no shortcut. There is no tactic. There is no strategy, or magic wand you can wave to build your business faster and further. It's just hard work and solving the problems that you need to solve to get to your next level, whether it's in your life or your business. And that lesson that I'm trying to make here is that nobody is going to save you, okay? Nobody is going to build your business for you. It doesn't matter if you pay to join a mastermind. It doesn't matter if you pay to join a coaching program. It doesn't matter if you pay for a course online to learn how to do something. Nobody is going to do the work for you. But what you can gain from paying someone like a coach, right? Like this big name, celebrity who's absolutely crushing it in our space, and I know you know who I'm talking about. They're gonna tell you what you need to do, right? They have an outside perspective. They're gonna say, okay, it sounds like you're struggling with this thing. What can you do to help, solve those things right now? And they're gonna give you the guidance, the accountability, the coaching to get you to actually follow through on solving those problems. However, they're not gonna do the work for you. Yes, they can help you. Yes, they can guide you. Yes, they can offer, some resources, some referral partners, some friends to help you along the way, but nobody is going to save your business or build your business for you. Nobody is gonna create the life that you want. It's up to you. You're the entrepreneur. You're the business owner. You have all the risk. You have all the responsibility. And the more you can accept that right now, whether you have a business or you're thinking about starting a business, the more that you can say, I am responsible and take ownership of your life, the moment you can start taking responsibility for everything that happens in your life, that's the moment that you will realize that there is no secret, there is no shortcut, there is no tactic that will get you past all the things that you're struggling with right now. You know what you need to do. The hard work that's keeping you from getting to where you want to go. That's lesson number 3, and one of the biggest lessons I wanted to start off with for you right now, because once you accept that, you'll feel this, profound sense of freedom that will ultimately allow you to say, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. And that's very, very powerful. By the way, if you want to see a sneak peek inside what it's like to be in one of these masterminds, then you can actually take a look at this video right here. This is my Sam Ovens Quantum Mastermind recap. Sam Ovens, you probably know who he is, and you can actually see a full recap of what it was like to attend his mastermind that cost $36,000 a year to be a part of. So check it out right here. How to get more leads and calls booked on your calendar to close more clients, how to structure your business to be as profitable, who to hire so that way you can delegate all of the responsibilities that you don't want to do to other people,